Hi friends, welcome to Biology Tutor. Today we are going to discuss about fish, Veterinary Science Day 15, Crash Course Day 55. If you like this channel, please share and subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell button for notifications. Fish. Seafood and fish are highly perishable products, and fish is an excellent source of protein, and it is interchangeable with meat in both quantity and quality. Fish is rich in fat. Fish fat is easy to digest. Marine fishes are good source of iodine and phosphorus, but low in iron and calcium. A fish is low in iron and calcium, but rich in iodine and phosphorus. What is blue revolution? Blue Revolution. It's launched in India during the 7th 5-year plan. It's related to the fish production. National Fish Farmers Day is observed on 10th July. World Fisheries Day is observed on 21st November. That 2 points are very important. ICAR institutes. Some of the institutes related to fish or fisheries. Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute, CMFRI, Kochi, Kerala. Central Institute of Fisheries Technology, SIFT, is in Kochi, Kerala. Central Institute of Brackish Water and Aquaculture, SIBA, situated in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Directorate of Cold Water Fisheries Research, DCFR, it is situated at Uttarakhand. Central Inland Fisheries Research Institute or SIFRI, it is situated at West Bengal, Barakpur, West Bengal. Central Institute of Fisheries Education, Mumbai, Maharashtra. National Bureau of Fish Genetic Resources, NBFGR, situated at Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. It is very important. You should learn this for your exams. Classification of fish. Based on anatomy, edible fishes can be classified as fin fish is vertebrate with fins, and shellfish is invertebrate. Based on fat content, lean means less than 2%, medium 2 to 5%, and fat content greater than 5%. And so the flesh is more pigmented and they appear in reddish. Based on the fat content less than 2 to 5, and greater than 5. Lean, example Bombay duck, halibut, cod, perch and salt. Medium, fishes are white. Fleshed ones are coming under medium fat fish, and fat ones tuna, salmon, sardine and mackerel. Based on source, saltwater fishes are there, freshwater fishes are also there. Classification of fish. Composition of fish. Principal components of the fish: muscle, water, fat and protein. Water normally 70 to 84%, protein 15 to 24%, fat 0.1 to 22%, minerals of 1 to 2%, carbohydrate content 0.1 to 1%. That is all about the composition of fish. Fat is mainly unsaturated fats are there. They contain polyunsaturated fatty acids, PUFAs, namely EPA, icosa, pentanoic acid and DHA, which are omega-3 fatty acids. They are essential for proper growth of children and prevent the cardiovascular diseases. Omega-3 fatty acids fight against heart disease, cardiovascular diseases such as coronary heart diseases. Seasonal variation are seen in fat content as the fat content rises as the water content falls, and vice versa. That is a very important point. The sum of water and fat in fatty fish is fairly constant at about 80%. Lean fish store fat in the liver. Fatty fish store fat in the muscle tissue and around the inner organs. That is about the Two important points regarding the lean fish and fatty fish. Saturated fatty acids of 40%, monounsaturated fatty acids 25%, PUFA N3 25%, PUFA N6 10%. That is about the fat content in fish. Protein rich in lysine and methionine. So it has supplementary value with cereals and pulses. It's an important point. And minerals. Fish is rich in calcium and phosphorus and a great source of minerals such as iron, zinc, iodine, magnesium and potassium. Fish is rich in calcium, especially small fish when eaten with bones. Marine fish or ocean fish are good source of iodine, selenium and fluoride. Oysters are good source of copper and iron. Shellfishes such as oysters are among the nature's richest source of zinc. The bioavailability of iron and zinc is higher than from plant food. Iron and zinc are very rich in fish products. Carbohydrates mainly in the form of glycogen. Vitamins. Seafoods are good source of vitamin B complex A and D. Vitamin B12 high in shellfishes. Fish are good source of niacin and vitamin D. Rich source of thiamine, but raw fish has thiaminase. Fish liver oil, excellent source of fat soluble vitamins. Shark liver oil contains 10,000 to 24,000 international unit of vitamin A per gram of oil. Rohu, rich source of vitamin C. Rohu is a rich source of vitamin C. Sources of contamination from environment, from intestine at the time of catch, from equipments during transport, or also from fish storage. Microbial flora, slime on the outer surface of fish. Example, Pseudomonas acinetobacter, which cause slime on the surface of fish, and up to Vibrio and Bacillus. These are the some of the microorganisms which cause slime on outer surface of fish. Microbes in different waters. Northern waters, normally psychrophiles are there. Tropical waters, mesophiles. Fresh waters, Aeromonas, Lactobacillus, Brevibacterium, Alkaligens and Streptococcus. These are seen in fresh waters. Intestine of fishes, Alkaligens, Pseudomonas, Flavobacterium, Vibrio, Bacillus, Clostridium, Escherichia are present in the intestine of fish. Oysters and other shellfish, Alkaligens, Flavobacterium, Moraxella, Acinetobacter are there in oyster and other shellfishes. Shrimps, crabs and lobsters, Bacillus, Micrococcus and up to Proteus. These are found in shrimps, crabs and lobsters. Spoilage of fish. Next, the spoilage of fish. High moisture, fat and protein content and weak muscle tissue makes fish susceptible to spoilage. The spoilage of fish depends on several factors which include the type of fish, the initial microflora, the temperature of air and water source, handling of the fish after being caught, use of antibiotic, ice or dip. Evidence of spoilage. External changes that occur are bright color of the fish fades and dirty yellow or brown discoloration appears. Slime on fish increases, especially in flaps and grills. Eyes gradually sink and shrink. Pupil become cloudy and cornea opaque. Gills turn light pink and grayish yellow in color, softening of flesh. Reddish brown discoloration towards the tail. It is due to the oxidation of hemoglobin. Sequence of odors: normal, fresh, CVD, sickly sweet, stale fishy, ammoniacal, putrid. Process of spoilage. The process involves 3 stages. Rigor mortis. Enzymes present in the muscle convert glycogen into lactic acid. The pH of fish muscle falls. Autolysis. What is autolysis? Breakdown of the structure of the protein and fats, that is known as autolysis. bacterial invasion and putrefaction. Autolysis of protein starts immediately after rigor and creates favorable conditions for the growth of bacteria. Spoilage takes place due to enzymatic action or autolysis, chemical action, microbial action, enzymatic action. Enzymatic degradation results in the cell damage of fish and release of autolytic enzyme which degrade the cell components like proteins, fats, etc. Enzymes involved are, this is very important, cathepsin, calpain, trypsin and chymotrypsin that are involved. Accumulation of hypoxanthine, it imparts a bitter taste in fish muscle and loss of fresh fish flavor. Estimation of hypoxanthine content in fish indicates the degree of freshness. And belly bursting, it is caused by the action of digestive enzymes present in the gut of the fish. Black spot formation in shrimps, it is due to the formation of melanin by the action of enzyme tyrosinase on tyrosin present in the shrimps. Yellowing of fish flesh, frozen storage of some fish may result in yellowing of flesh below the skin. Brown discoloration, it is caused by the reaction of protein or amino acid with product of lipid oxidation. Next, the chemical action. Chemical action which causes spoilage is oxidative rancidity in fatty fishes. Protein degrades into amino acids, amines, ammonia and hydrogen sulfide by the action of proteolytic microorganisms. Carbohydrate degrades into acids, alcohols and gases by the action of fermentative microorganisms. Fat degrades into fatty acid and glycerol by the action of lipolytic microorganisms. What is a function of lipolytic microorganisms? Fat, it will degrade the fat into fatty acids and glycerol. Microbial action. Next, the microbial action. Bacteria involved in spoilage are a chilling temperature, Pseudomonas predominated, followed by Achromobacter and Flavobacterium. Next, at ordinary atmospheric temperature, E. coli, Proteus, Serratia, Sarcina and Clostridium. At higher temperature, Micrococcus and Bacillus acts on the fish. Musty or muddy odor and taste of fish due to Streptomyces. Discoloration of fish, yellow to greenish due to the presence of Pseudomonas fluorescens and Micrococcus, red or pink due to Sarcina, Micrococcus, Bacillus species, balls and yeast. Chocolate brown due to Aspergillus yeast. Next, spoilage of special kinds of seafoods. Saltfish spoiled by salt tolerant or halophilic bacteria like Micrococcus, Serratia, Bacillus, alkaligens like and Pseudomonas. Smoked fish due to molds in chilled shrimps, Acinetobacter, Moraxella and Vibrio. Crab meat, Pseudomonas, Acinetobacter, Moraxella, Proteus. Raw lobsters, Pseudomonas, alkaligens, Flavobacterium and Bacillus. In the case of crabs and oysters, species of Vibrio include Vibrio parahemolyticus. Pink oysters, Aspergillus yeast. Marinated fish shows no spoilage problems unless the acid content is low enough to permit the growth of lactic acid bacteria or the entrance of air permits mold growth. The important changes brought out by the action of the bacteria in fish are reduction of TMAO to TMA, that means trimethylamine oxide is reduced to trimethylamine due to the action of fish enzymes and bacterial action. Second one, breakdown of amino acids and formation of primary amines. The third one, breakdown in urea. Degraded to ammonia. The formation of ammonia is accompanied by an offensive odor. Quality assessment of fish. Physical method. Tarimeter. What is tarimeter? It is very important. It is used to estimate the freshness of fish. Highest value for the freshly caught fish is 10 and less than 3 for spoiled fish. Value of 6 is acceptable. Torimeter, it is very important. You should learn this for your exams. Organoleptic test. What is organoleptic test? Quality assessment of fish by the sense of sight, smell and touch. Biochemical method, proximate testing, hypoxanthine value, TMA value, ammonia production and TBA value. Biological methods, total plate count method is used. Preservation of fish, salting of fish, fish salted in pure sodium chloride, calcium and magnesium salts also used, trace quantities of copper, brine salting, dry salting, can salting. What is can salting? Granular salt is rubbed into the surface of the split fish and the fish are stacked with a sprinkling of salt between each layer of fish, that is known as can salting. The liquid which forms is allowed to drain away, that is the can salting. Next, the drying, the removal of water by evaporation, action of salt or application of pressure. Natural drying, the energy of sun and or the wind is used over here. Other methods, mechanical dryers, freeze drying, solar dryers are also used. Next, smoking, coal smoking and hot smoking. Natural convection smokers, mechanical smokers are used. Marinades are made by preserving fish and shellfish in a mixture of acetic acid and salt. It gives extended shelf life and characteristic flavor. Three types of marinades are there: cold marinades, cooked marinades and fried marinades. Cold marinades is a mixture of acetic acid and salt. Fish is not heated over here. In the case of cooked marinades, the fish are placed in a hot solution of 85 degrees Celsius of acetic acid and salt. Bacteria are killed and the enzymes are inactivated or denatured over here. Fried marinades, the fish are fried or baked before being packed in an acetic acid and salt solution. The frying kills most of the bacteria and denatures the enzymes like cooked marinades. Canning, treatment before canning is knobbing. In large fish, head and gut are removed but not the raw or milk, that is known as knobbing. Washing and descaling. Next, the brining. Brining, example, sardines, salmon, tuna, cod. The fish are immersed in a concentrated solution that is known as of 2%, that is known as brining. Example, sardines, salmon, tuna, cod, etc. Defects in canned fish. Sulfur staining. What is sulfur staining? Crustaceans and shellfish proteins are rich in sulfur amino acids. On heat processing, hydrogen sulfide is released. This can react with iron in the tin plate, producing black ferrous sulfide, that is known as sulfur staining. It is prevented by incorporating zinc oxide or zinc carbonate on internal can walls. Next, struvite. In some canned fish products, glass-like crystals of calcium struvite may form on storage. Prevented by adding small amounts of citric acid to the product prior to filling and processing. Chilling. This is obtained by covering the fish with layers of ice. It is effective for short-term preservation. Transport to nearby markets, it is preferable. Freezing, more effective than chilling. To prevent rancidity, the frozen fish is subject to glazing with water or it is wrapped in cover of moisture-proof wax paper. Glazing is dipping the frozen fish in water so that finally a layer of hard ice surrounds the fish. This layer affords protection against exposure of fish fat to atmospheric oxygen. Thus it prevents the rancidity, that is known as glazing. Irradiation, control of pathogenic organisms and extension of shelf life of fresh fish can be achieved with relatively low doses of radiation. Preservatives, benzoic acid and benzoates, sodium and potassium nitrates and nitrates, sorbic acid, antibiotics like chlorotetracycline and oxytetracycline, germicidal, ice. Preservatives are incorporated into ice. like sodium chloride, sodium benzoate, hypochlorite, sodium nitrate, etc. Antioxidants. Antioxidants are applied as dips coating glazes or gases. Ethyl gallate ascorbic acid, nor dihydroguaric acid are also used. Packaging of fish. Modified atmosphere packaging, vacuum packaging and active packaging are used. In the case of modified atmosphere packaging, in the case of lean fish and shellfish, carbon dioxide nitrogen is to oxygen ratio is 40 is to 30 is to 30. In the case of fatty and smoked fish, carbon dioxide to nitrogen ratio 60 is to 40. Vacuum packaging used for long-term storage. It prevents oxidative rancidity and improve organoleptic quality in seafood, extends the shelf life and maintains odor and flavor. Active packaging technique used for extending the shelf life of seafood by addition of active agents that absorb or release a compound in the gas phase. Example, oxygen scavengers used to reduce oxygen in high fat products to prevent chemical deterioration. Example, oxidative rancidity and aerobic microbial spoilage. Fish products, fish oil, fish liver oil rich in vitamin A and D. Example, tuna and sharks. Fish body oil obtained from salmon, sardine, mackerel. Fish meal, dry powder prepared from whole fish or from fish waste. It's used as fertilizer, and the high protein content make it very suitable as an animal feed too. Fish silage, liquid product made from whole fish or parts of fish that are liquefied by the action of enzymes, the presence of an added acid, that is known as fish silage. Fish glue, made by boiling the skin, bones and swim bladders of fish. It acts as a binder, glazing agent or protective coating for paintings. Fish manure. The waste obtained during the preparation of fish meal is widely used as manure for coffee, tea, tobacco plantation. Types dry fish manure, pit manure and fish guano are also used. Fish solubles. The residual part of the liquid which is obtained during the extraction process of fish oil. It is valued as additives to dry feeds for animals. Fish fins. The fins of shark are cut near the root. Then it washed in seawater dusted with a mixture of wood ashes and lime and dried in the sun or smoked. Fish skin used as feed binding agent for making leather. Fish protein hydrolysates. It is produced by the use of enzymes to break down fish proteins into amino acids. Has whipping, gelling and texturing properties when used as an ingredient in food products. Fish protein concentrate or fish flour prepared from fish by extracting out the oil, then screening of settling out the bones and drying, then high in protein 85% to 95% and an ideal protein supplement for human diet, even for infants. Tatami iwashi. It is a Japanese processed food product made from baby sardines laid out and dried while entwined in a single layer to form a large mat-like sheet that is known as tatami iwashi. Surimi refers to a Japanese food product intended to mimic the meat of lobster, crab and other shellfish. It is typically made from white flesh fish that has been pulverized to a paste and attains a rubbery texture when cooked. It is an intermediate product used in the preparation of ready-to-eat seafood such as kamemboko, fish sausage, crab legs and imitation shrimp products. Isinglass is a gelatin-like material obtained from swim bladder or air bladder of certain fishes, especially sturgeon. It is used for the clarification of wine and beer. Formerly, it was used as a substitute for gelatin in confectionery. Fish raw. Raw means mass of eggs or spawn, digestibility coefficient and biological value are 81% and 88% respectively. raw fat, high lecithin of 59%, cholesterol content of 14%. Raw is a good source of vitamin B. It also has vitamin C, E and D. It is rich in omega-3 fatty acid contents. Fish caviar. Caviar is a processed and salted form of raw of any large size fishes. Medicinal products. The pancreas of shark is very rich in insulin. Whales also provide a considerable quantity of insulin. Thank you. If you like this channel, please share and subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell button for notifications.